workshop series. My name is Patricia. Of course, we have Derek, who's our co-facilitator. We have Stevie beside him. Thanks for that beautiful smile, Stevie. We have Neela. Thumbs up for Neela. We have Julian. We have Sierra. We have Amin. We have Tajon. And we have Jaden, who unfortunately is having a little bit of lighting difficulties today, but he is definitely with us. And we're excited to have all of you guys join us today because we're talking about ouch. Can somebody guess what we're talking about?
When I think of that word, I think of like your feelings getting hurt. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
so hurting and pain. Okay, kind of a strange topic, I have to say. But you know what? That's part about being safe. Part of being in a safe space, part of learning about safety is having to learn about things that may be a little bit awkward or difficult. All right, and this is a great one. So what were you saying, Tajon, when you think about ouch?
your feelings getting hurt, like emotionally. It could be physical too. It could mean many things, but I think of it more emotionally. Feelings getting hurt. We all could
Okay.
be sensitive at times. Just how we are as human beings. So yeah.
Yeah, so what would be an example, Tajon, of hurting emotionally about something?
When someone like calls you names and makes fun of your appearance, like the way you look, like and they say you're ugly, or if you have, issues with your like body, your
Mm-hmm.
weight or something else. If you have like insecurities, there's people that will make fun of you for that, especially if you're like a public, or if you're a public figure on the internet. People get made fun of on the internet all the time. It's a very toxic place. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually,
stuff
you
like
know
that.
what? I never knew really, I had never heard until probably a few years ago about the term body shaming. And I was like, what is that? Like, I knew what the words meant, but I didn't realize how toxic the internet is. And even sometimes in sort of, high school settings, in other settings out and about in the workplace, how people can make really unkind and remarks about people's looks. And I didn't even know that that was a name. So thank you very much. That is definitely something that hurts a lot because it hurts right to your core, right?
I agree with
What
that.
about physical? What about a physical ouch? What's a physical ouch like, Sierra?
If you like bump your toe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bump. Amen. Do you ever bump yourself? Do you ever go, ow? Yes? Can you show me yes? Good. Okay, thank you for that big smile. Sometimes you may bump your head. Okay, that may be something. What about you, Julian? What's an example of a physical ouch?
Well, if I stub my toe, I guess.
Okay, everybody's really into the stubbing their toes, eh? Today. Jaden, what about you? Have you ever hurt your body before by mistake?
Yes,
Yes. What part of your body did you hurt?
my knee
Oh, and how did that happen?
when I was younger.
When you were younger? Okay, and what did you do with your knee?
I was running,
Okay. And did you fall on your knee or did you bang your knee into something?
fall my knee.
Ouch. And how does it feel now?
It was fine now.
Excellent. Okay, and that's like a really good point too, because even though in the past we may have things that have hurt us, whether it's emotionally or physically, even though on the surface it's healed, we still remember that, right? We still remember the feelings that are associated with it, right? What else can you think? But Stevie, have you ever hurt yourself? What's another way of hurting yourself?
I fell
Or
down
hurting-
while running.
Okay, falling. Okay, and Stevie, when you fell, was it a happy feeling or was it a painful feeling?
A painful feeling.
Okay. So, what does pain feel like when you hurt your body? Stevie, what does pain hurt? What does pain feel like?
Pain feels you're not feeling so great.
Okay, you're feeling a little bit sad, right? How do you feel when you're in pain, Jaden? Oh, perfect lighting. Thank you. How do you feel when you're in pain, Jaden? When you hurt your knee, how did it feel?
Scared.
Pardon?
So scared.
Oh, scared. I love that. Well, I don't love that you were scared, but I love that word because you do feel scared when you're in pain. Okay. So the topic of this workshop is that hurt causes pain, and we've talked a little bit about the different kinds of pain, physical and emotional. Okay. And in a relationship, you want to be able to have, and we've talked about this a lot, having that circle of people in your life that support you. And there are ways to help form those relationships. How do you form a safe, how do you know a relationship feels safe, Tejan?
That's a great question. I'm glad I'm gonna answer that. You know when a relationship feels safe when you actually know the person, there's actual trust, respect, you know, bond, loyalty. Like you both are kind to each other. You know, you have disagreements with people. You know, always agree on stuff. It's just part of being human. We all have different, you know, opinions and taste. But yeah, just having like, you know, trust, actually knowing the person intimately as, you know, friend, or, you know, as someone like you really care about romantically. It could be one of those two. Just someone that you, it's all about trust and respect at the end of the day.
I
You know,
love it.
regardless of the differences, just be kind and respectful. The people that, you know, deserve it and give you that same love and respect. Treat people the way you want to be
Absolutely.
treated.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sierra, have you ever been around any babies before?
Yes.
Yes, when a newborn baby is born, I mean, all of you guys were born too. I'm sure this happened to you. Ask your parents about it after we do our recording. You were probably taken in a blanket, put into a blanket, and kind of wrapped up really, really tight so that you could feel secure. If you were wrapped up in a tight blanket, what would you feel? Why would you feel secure, Sierra?
So you feel secure. You won't your mom won't drop you.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, you feel secure because you know that you're safe, right? You're in your parents' arms. Okay, and when you have a relationship that you can go to, when you're feeling that ouch feeling, you want to go to a person who feels secure, right? Who you feel can give you that big, huge hug and just hold you until you feel really, really better, right? Thank you, Stevie, for demonstrating that. Okay, and Stevie, you got the last one here, and this one is a big word. It's called non-judgmental.
Yes.
Okay, Stevie, can you say, I told you so?
I told you so.
Is that like a fun word to say? Is that a fun phrase? Is that a happy phrase? When you do something and your mom or your dad says, Stevie, I told you so.
Yeah. I told you.
I told you so.
I told you so.
But how
Does that make you feel happy?
how does it feel? I told you so.
It makes me feel sad.
Exactly. Okay. So that's what non-judgmental is, okay? You want to look out for people that when you do make those mistakes, they're not gonna say, hey, I told you so, you're in big trouble now, right? Julian, what about you? Have you ever had one of those moments where you made a mistake and somebody said, I told you so?
I've heard it before, actually.
When you make a mistake, what do your parents usually say to you?
That's fine. Try again.
Okay, fabulous. Jaden, when you make a mistake, what do your parents say to you?
Jaden, what do you do?
Good. What are you going to do about it? Okay, excellent. Amen. When you make a mistake, right? What does your mom say? Does your mom give you a big hug? Can you show me your arms out like this, Amen? Perfect. Okay. Your mom or your dad may give you a big hug. What about you, Neela? What do your parents say when you make a mistake?
It's very complicated,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't really want to tell.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes complication is complication. Fair enough. Okay, Jaden, what about you? If you've made a mistake with one of your friends, what would they generally say? Someone you consider a trusted friend.
Probably Jaden.
Or it's not Jaden, sorry, Tajon.
Oh, you meant me. Okay, because you already asked them. I was kind of confused. Okay. That's a great one for me. Like my mom, when I make mistakes, which has been a lot, and I kind of put myself down in the past, my mom just tells me, you're human. We all make mistakes. Just try again. It's a learning experience, and that's what mistakes are. They're a learning experience. You can learn from it. There's a good way to learn from it, and there's also a bad and toxic way. And we've all done the latter, but just try to be positive when you can. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect. If we were perfect, the world would be a very, very boring place. I tell you that for a fact. We'd all be artificial intelligence, which is
I agree.
horrifying.
I agree. And you know what, Neela, I really appreciate you feeling comfortable and saying that you want to hold off on answering that question. Because that means that you feel comfortable that we'll accept that, right? And that it is a place where people can say yes, or people can say, I'm going to hold off on this for this one. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Derek, and he's going to take away with the second part of our show.
Hey, hi, Life Lessons co-host. Can I get a wave? Hi, excellent. Let's move our neck around, our shoulders a bit. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to start off with a pig. A pig is an animal who, well, Pinkerton the pig, who always wants to be first. Well, me first, right? He wants to be first on the bus, right? And there are other pigs that need to be on that bus that really aren't, well, their needs are not being met, right? So he winds up meeting this sand witch, the witch that lives on the beach. Get it? Sandwich?
I thought you meant the one I eat.
Yeah, exactly. And she teaches him, right? It's not all about him, that he has to meet the needs of other people, right? Now, the other pigs were not meeting their needs, and they didn't know what to say to Pinkerton. Well, co-hosts, I'm going to give you some words to say when your needs are not being met, when you're being a bit frustrated and you have that ouch. And by the way, Patricia, I remember when I hit my funny bone and it wasn't funny.
Your collarbone.
Well, the collarbone was something else. Yeah, that's a long story, Stevie. Okay, so me first. Highly, highly, highly recommended. Okay, so Life Lessons co-host, can we repeat after me? Hold your heart and say, I.
I.
Hi.
I.
And I want you to point to the camera And with a bit of a stern look, say you.
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 Oh,
Yes, you.
you. That's excellent. Now, if someone is pointing or if they say you, how does that make you feel?
Uh-oh, I don't. That.
How does it make you feel, Neela?
Could not make you feel good. It
Right.
make you feel scared.
Yeah. Makes you feel, well, can I say makes you feel like you're being attacked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could get. You never know. It could be. Some could be. It could be serious. Some people could take it as a threat.
Right, right. Thank you. So I'm going to teach you, life lesson co-host, what's called I messages and you messages. They work well in the family. They work well, husband and wife, whoever in your life, right? I messages. Okay. Now, an I message describes the situation or the behavior, maybe of someone else, but it's not really attacking that other person. I messages don't judge the other person, right? As Patricia said earlier, I forget what was it you were saying, just the tone of voice, right, Patricia? I messages also state the feelings of how you're feeling. That's why I had everyone hold their right? How you're feeling. The pigs weren't explaining to Pinkerton how they were feeling. They were just letting him on first all the time, right? You messages, as Neela was saying, you feel attacked, right? And it's really blaming others. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you understand. All right, excellent. So we've got I messages and look at the camera, you messages, right? Okay, are we ready? You're going to be I messages and you messages detective. So let's put on our detective hat. Okay, and if you want to put on detective glasses, you can do that as well. Okay. Now, I want you to listen very carefully, I and you message detectives.
What's Julian wearing?
Okay. Oh, he's got his glasses on. Okay. Is this an I message or a you
This
message?
is fake, they're not real.
Okay, listen very carefully. I think you're an idiot. Is that an
No.
I message or a you message? Is that an I message or a you? I think you're an idiot.
That's an I message.
Well, is someone being attacked?
No, it's
I
a
thought,
message.
thought it was I at first, and you're saying
That's a you
I, the
message.
first word of the sentence, but you're saying it directly to somebody else. Yeah,
Yes.
it's you.
Okay, so see, there you go. How do you think the other person is going to feel? Are they going to want to work with that person if they're being called an idiot? No, I don't think so. Do you like to be called an idiot, Stevie?
Be called a good person.
A good person, right? What do you think, Ahmed? No one wants to be called an idiot, right? Right, Sierra? Right, Jaden? And yeah, he's nodding. Okay, the next one. I feel happy when we work together as a team. Now, remember, is the person stating their feelings and work and being very nice? I feel happy when we work together as a team. Is that an I message or is that a you message?
I message.
It's an I message. And often you will hear the word you in a you message. And there's pointing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we have one more. I feel you're a loser.
Oh, that's a you message.
That's
message.
you.
That's not nice though, loser.
No, that's right.
And another word like idiot, moron. They're both not good words.
Yes, right. Okay, I have this one. Sierra, what do you think this one is? I feel sad when people call me names. Put downs hurt me. What do you think, Sierra? Do you think that's an I message or a you message?
I think it's a you message.
Well, okay, listen very carefully. And Sierra, is it okay if we have other co-hosts help us?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a very safe place. I feel sad when people call me names. I'm stating my feelings. Put downs hurt me. So was there any you, and do you think there would be any pointing there, Sierra?
No,
It's an I message. Okay,
We've
so
got a thing
very
on
good.
video.
Let's give ourselves a pat. You all graduated, but
We're all title one.
I want you to practice this. I want you, you don't have to write this down. I think of a time when you were frustrated or you were trying to work with someone, right? And you needed to tell another person how you were feeling. So I feel, and then you name your feeling. I feel sad. I feel frustrated. Think about a time when you felt frustrated or sad. And then you're going to say when. When did it happen? Okay. I feel. So think of your feeling. And then when. And then describe, talk about the situation. Okay. All right. Can I give you an example? Bless you, Patricia.
Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Stevie and I were working, we kind of know one another, right? And so this is Stevie's. I feel Stevie, why don't you read it?
I feel frustrated when I've left to wait for every morning, for you every morning.
When I'm left to wait for you every morning. So Stevie had to wait for someone and it wasn't good, right? So it's not a you message. Stevie wasn't saying, you're a loser, or you don't know how to tell time. He said, I feel, what was it again, Stevie?
I feel frustrated when I'm left to wait for you every morning.
Morning. Yeah. So he wants to work with that person. And he described his feeling. What was your feeling?
I feel frustrated when I'm left to wait for you every morning.
Right. And what was the situation when you were left to wait, right?
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Maybe I can ask Patricia, do you have a time when you felt something, Patricia? And then we can get our co-host. So Patricia, I feel, and when, and if you mentioned the situation, how would you use an I message, Patricia?
I would say I feel frustrated when I've made supper and nobody's home to eat it.
Right. Okay, so co-host, thank you. Who do you think Patricia would be saying that I message to? Thank you, Patricia.
To Lauren.
Stevie, what was it?
She might say it to Lauren.
To her daughter, right?
Yeah.
There on time. Who else might she say it to?
To her husband, if she has
Or
one. I'm just assuming.
husband, right? Right. And when she said that, Life Lessons co-host, was her daughter or her husband, was she attacking them with her words?
No, she was just being honest about how she feels.
That's honesty on how you feel, right? Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so can one of you, Life Lessons co-host, can you tell us about a time I feel, right? When and what happened? Maybe it was with a friend.
I got one.
Okay, Julian, what have you got for us, sir?
It says I feel tired when I get up early.
Right. So without naming any names, maybe it's the weekend, right? And yeah, and you just want to get some extra sleep and you didn't attack anyone. That's a great one, Julian. Excellent.
No, it's not even weekend. I meant weekdays. I get it for another program.
All right. So I and you message detectives. Maybe a quick one, Patricia, with Neela. Okay, go ahead, detective co-host Neela.
I get frustrated when I can't fall asleep right away or I wake up in the middle of the night.
So you might have a noisy brother or sister who's in the
No,
next.
I don't.
Well, I'm
It's
just
just
saying.
when everyone's asleep, sometimes I have trouble sleeping.
But I love the way you said that. You stated your behavior, how you felt. Sorry, you stated your feeling, and then you talked about the situation. All right. I think, co-hosts, you are all ready to go off and use your I messages when necessary. Patricia, off to
All
you.
right, well, thank you so much. All of you guys did a fantastic job. Hopefully everybody feels a little bit more equipped, I know I do, with how to share my feelings when I'm feeling frustrated or upset. And that's what it's all about. So thank you for joining us. We will see you soon and have a wonderful, wonderful time from Life Lessons. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
See you
Bye.
next time.